little eggnog for the holidays. That's what we have to look forward to. Welcome back to the podcast where we think we know everything, but we don't know shit. And right now, we are totally confused. 8 in a row. Yeah, the Bears have dropped 8 in a row. What kind of fucking football are we watching in Chicago? This is terrible. So we can't fully blame Caleb. We can't put all the blame on Caleb. We're blaming everybody. The whole fucking team, all of management, and George pussy ass. Yeah, I said it. George pussy ass McCaskey. Mommy. Yeah. George McCaskey, man. This shit is terrible. That game last night, I saw Keenan Allen get 82 yards off 6 receptions, but I also saw him drop the ball like 50,003 times in the numbers on their hands. It's crazy, man. Yeah, I saw DJ Moore drop pass too. And Rome. Come on, man. When is the madness gonna stop? These undisciplined, underachieving fuckers. We want to see some real fucking football in Chicago. And right now, it's just not happening. Do we blame Ryan Poles? A lot of us were saying, no, Poles is cooking. Let him cook. That's what we were saying before. What are we saying now? After losing 8 in a row, what are we saying now? All right. I got a woosah. I'm going to drink my eggnog for the holidays, man. Producer, let's go.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, where they think they know everything, but honestly, they don't know shit.
These summer league games and they tell you about these new up and coming coaches.
I think we should get rid of every motherfucking owner in Chicago.
Enzo and Caruso, both when they are on the court, are like your defensive generals.
But they need to get that strong safety who's not scared to hit somebody.
They really don't know shit.
It's bad, man. It's so bad. I hate it. And I know there are a lot of diehard Bears fans like me that hate this shit too. I hate it. You know, my dad was a huge Bears fan, like one of the biggest Bears fans ever. And unfortunately, he passed in 2023. He had his blue and orange on in his casket. That's how diehard of a Bears fan he was. I made sure he had that on. But anyway, he's probably turning over in his grave, man. He's probably turning over in his grave. Like, what the fuck? It's just bad football. So, before I go any further, all right. So before I go any further, I'm bringing my man, who's gonna have some hawk talk today because we're not gonna talk about these underachievers all day. But we are gonna have a little fun talking about who might come in as coach, and is Ryan Poles to blame for this fucking mess? All right. Let's bring him in, Frank the Tank.
What's up? What's up? What's up? God.
What's up, Frank?
It's just depressing. What a fucking Christmas season.
It is
Sad
very
ass
depressing, man. It's very depressing. It's horrible.
We never want to lose. We never want to lose, but when you're just not even competitive, man, like it's just. I thought when they fired Eberflus and they brought in
yes, my eggnog spike.
I thought that they were gonna straight up at least be energized to come out and just bust their ass, man. I'm not freaking seeing anything, man. And you said it perfectly. Keenan Allen, yeah, congratulations. You got a touchdown, 6 catches, 85 yards. You dropped 5 passes. The whole team.
Was it 5 or 85?
5 passes. The Bears dropped 11. The Bears as a whole unit dropped 11 fucking passes in that game.
That's
like
crazy.
I'm right there with you. I'm not saying Caleb Williams doesn't deserve the blame because he deserves blame too. There's no question about that.
Oh, yeah.
In my opinion, he played like shit again. Man, because I saw a lot of stuff he missed. Wide open receivers again.
Oh, my God. So many wide open receivers he overthrew.
Yeah.
He held the ball too fucking long.
But this game was a perfect example where you can't put a blame on one person. Like, I mean, it was unbelievable. Like, you go into this game and you're just like, all right, we're moving the ball. Let's not check in a player and we miss a touchdown. Or then we get a penalty and we get pushed back.
That was crazy.
Caleb Williams
was crazy.
Caleb Williams misses a wide open. Yeah, Caleb Williams misses a wide open receiver. But then Caleb Williams make a beautiful, perfect design throw that our receiver drops. It's just like it was a chain effect of absolutely nothing going wrong. Taylor was the only MVP of that game. Our punter. The only MVP of the game. He put three times he put the Vikings inside the 10-yard line.
Yep.
The only MVP. Oh. Yeah, man, short cast. It's just you and me, no JB yet.
It was a shit show. Yeah, let's get the stat man in here, the resident bah humbug. But shit, he has a reason to be bah humbug today because those motherfuckers yesterday. Oh my God!
I was close. I said 31-13. I was really close. They would have just kicked the extra point instead of going for 2.
I think I said a lot to a little. Well, shit, they lost by 3 touchdowns, so they got their ass.
Yeah.
But let's bring in our all-star stat man who knows every single stat from every single team, basketball and football, but especially the Bears. And I know he's gonna have a lot to say. My man, JB. What up, JB? I know. I know.
At least now we have officially been on JB's level of walking into this fucking podcast because we always said, JB, cheer up, man. It wasn't that bad. Now it's bad.
Right.
Now it's bad.
I just want to point out that I'm still a fan, but some stuff got to change, man. Like
a lot of stuff.
And even the change, right? Even the change that has happened, this cannot be the finishing of the change. I said last week that there's no way that Minnesota and Detroit are going to play with us. We had a chance to beat them the last 2 times we played them. We played them pretty tough. Now they came out and just did what they're supposed to do, had their way with us.
From start to finish.
And you can't blame Thomas Brown on this one. You can't blame Thomas Brown on this one.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
11 drop passes. That's on Thomas Brown.
I don't
Caleb missing wide open people.
What about not checking in with the referee?
I mean, that's not his job. That's your offensive line.
No, that may not be his job. But how about before Jerry Kramer run the game? How about tell him go check in with the referee? Get in there.
I mean,
are you
gonna babysit a fucking NFL player?
Hold on, Frank. You know who's supposed to do that? Chris Morgan, the offensive line coach.
Okay, we already talked about him.
I don't care.
He's trash. He's terrible.
This is my thing. You cannot blame Thomas Brown for Caleb going 18-31, taking some more unnecessary sacks. You can't blame Thomas Brown for Caleb Williams throwing a Nolan Ryan fastball and not having any touch on some of those middle throws, some of those zero throws. And like I told you all before, this quarterback can't complete the deep ball. He just can't. He just can't. It's not in him.
This is when, and you know what I've noticed too is it's not even just a deep ball. He is struggling at just basic lateral screen passes. Like I can't even tell you how many times he missed throws at the DJ Moore on screen passes. Hit the fucker in the chest. It's 5 yards away, 10 yards.
This one, DJ. So the good thing about this one, and I always say, if you look at Caleb and look at his tendencies, unless somebody is telling him something, if you look at it, it was again, DJ had 8 targets, DJ had 8 receptions. Rome had 7 targets, only 2 receptions. Cole Kmet, 1 for 1. Keenan Allen, 13 targets again. 6 receptions. He only is looking, and remember, 3 of those targets to DJ were screen passes, and he also had 3 runs. So it's like you can't blame Thomas Brown for getting the ball, trying to get the ball in the playmaker's hands. But I can blame Caleb. Now, the drops, I don't know. It's just a bad day for Keenan Allen, whatever. He had like 3 or 4 or 5, something like that.
He had 5, 5 drops.
He had 1,000.
Okay, well, Mr. Embellishment. But I wish we could get in touch with Lorenzo Clemens, because Lorenzo Clemens told us about 3 months ago, maybe 2. This is not a championship team. This is not a playoff team. They'll win about 4 or 5 games. And Lorenzo was spot on. This defense has regressed. This offensive line is terrible. And I can't wait. I hope we spend some time today not talking all about the debacle that was last night, but we start talking about some of these Ryan Poles misses, because that line, that's a fireable offense right there. That line, and I'm talking about even when Nate Davis. Y'all remember when we traded a 5th round pick for Dan Feeney? Remember that? Where is he at?
He played 1 game, I think.
Ryan Bates. Buffalo was like, oh, take him. He got a shoulder, a chronic shoulder, arthritic shoulder. Oh, we got to have Ryan Bates. He's going to do that. Hey, man, look here. Poles is not the talent evaluator that we think he is. He is not this guru that you all give him credit for. He has shown you his hand, and he is out of spades. He has no idea what to do. He has no more trumps. None. And the thing about it is, Caleb is suffering from it, some to his own demise. But for the first time this year, when I saw him go on the side and was like, oh, my God, I felt sorry for the kid. He's getting his ass beat, y'all. I felt sorry for him.
He has already broken the all-time rookie record for the Bears, and we still got 3 more fucking games left.
3 more games. Like
versus two actually all three of them are pretty damn good defenses. Seahawks are pretty good defense too. Seahawks, Lions, Packers, fuck me.
And you're telling wait. Here's the beauty of all of this, right? Caleb Williams got sacked twice yesterday. Probably could have been sacked 3 or 4 more times, but he kind of, shimmied his way out of it. This kid is on pace, right, to damn near get sacked 65 times. Mm-hmm. Now, that's not the David Carr record, but hell, that's not a record I want my quarterback affiliated with.
I mean, Burrow was averaging close to that, and he did go to a Super Bowl. I'm not giving any benefit. I don't want my quarterback. And you're just saying 2 sacks. He was hit like 9 or 10 times in that game, too.
Yes.
And he took
one of them I thought was he was going to throw the flag.
Yeah, the one where he was in midair and took the – yeah, he got bulldozed.
He should have thrown the flag.
I was like
– that one where he got carried.
Yeah.
He got carried.
I was like – and then
that play, they called 2 penalties on the Bears on that exact play.
Right, that's crazy.
Damn, dude.
What I saw Minnesota's coach O'Connell stick it to it. It was like, F you for not bringing me to the Bears. That's what I saw. Kevin O'Connell was like, every time I play against you all, I'm going to stick it to you. And he did. Now I'm worried because rumblings in Hallis Hall talking about Jalen Johnson just got his, got his C taken away. And I know Big Amp is a fan of that C on your chest meaning something for captain. I saw Montez Sweat he had a burst, but then kind of stopped playing.
I'm not giving him a benefit of doubt, but he is still playing hurt. There are still reports he is playing with a severe ankle injury, and he does not. They've already asked him. You could say we're not playing for anything right now, dude. I don't want you to severely hurt that ankle where it's going to be long extended time. Like you don't have to play, but he wants to play.
But I give him a little bit of credit on that, right? But then I look at like Tremaine Edmonds ain't doing nothing, but TJ Edwards is still playing. Kyler Gordon's doing something, but then Stevenson, like Tyreek, like what are you doing?
Tyreek is fucking having an awful year behind the scenes, man. Like he is. Ever since that Washington game, he's just not the same player anymore. He really isn't.
There's Ant on top. Just what we just said. Hey, Ant, shout out to you. I mean, I just look at and I'm not saying like if you watch the game, the score kind of tells a different story than what the actual game looks like. It's not like Sam Darnold threw the world on fire.
No.
But when he needed big plays, it just looked different.
Yeah. I mean, our defense kept us in the game again until the end when we got exhausted and winded due to those long drives and our 3-and-outs.
I'll say this again because I'm always the optimist. I mean, the realist.
Or the
This could have been worse again because there were points when Minnesota left on the board. Remember, on 4th and 1, he threw an interception to Stevenson. And then, uncharacteristic, his 3rd drop of the year, Justin Jefferson drops a touchdown. We don't ever see that.
And you are right on that one, but you also got to look at the other side of things. We had a touchdown taken off of the board due to the not checking in call. And we did have the one where that hard rocket throw to DJ Moore that Keenan Allen just jumped right into the route. And I'm not blaming Keenan Allen for that. He saw a ball. You're going to go up and try to get it. He didn't know fucking DJ Moore was behind him.
Here's the thing with that. And here's why I say I take the blame off of Thomas Brown. The one with DJ, if you look at how they came like that, that ball can't be here. That ball's got to be here.
Yeah. There's no
Keenan probably thought it was for him because all night Caleb has been throwing those
bullet passes at those slants. Yep. I agree
so I can't blame Keenan on that.
No.
And I can't blame Thomas Brown for the play call because DJ did pop open. He did. But
again, I mean, he didn't stop running a route, so kudos to him. He kept trying to keep it alive and run a route. He did. And unfortunately, he dropped the fucking ball again.
He did. But again, that's why I say that like Caleb he needs some seasoning, man. He not ready. He's not ready. I mean, it looks good because it's better than anything that we've ever had. Hell, if you have a center cut pork chop from Aldi's, of course it's going to be better than Spam because Spam is terrible.
A linebacker bulldozed our center over twice in that game. The linebacker twice.
Again, and center cuts from Aldi's are very good, by the way. But
they're not bad. Yeah, they actually are pretty damn good.
Pretty good. But I'm just saying, like, Caleb has to learn touch and trajectory. He has it at some senses. He doesn't. I know Mr. Chicago comes on in our chat and always talks about, oh, we got us a quarterback. We got us a quarterback. Yeah, we got a quarterback that's better than when he never had nothing. But, I mean, hell, soup is better than starving. It ain't a great meal, but it's better than starving.
Yeah.
So, stop anointing this kid.
You mentioned the offensive line. And one of the first names that pops in my head when we talk about the offensive line is Kyron.
I was gonna say your new Eddie Jackson. I was gonna say your new Eddie Jackson.
Whatever the fuck his name is, he sucks.
Playoffs.
And Foulmouth tried to argue with me, trying to justify. Well, you know, he's a rookie. Blah blah blah.
I mean,
that motherfucker said, "Oh, Caleb, he's never gonna get touched behind me."
You're always gonna say that. Caleb also said our punter was never gonna punt the ball. He leads the NFL in punts. Like, fuck, what else do we want to say? You're not gonna go in there and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna let Caleb get his ass.
No,
straight.
You shut your fucking mouth. That's what you do. You don't say shit. You're a fucking.
This is the thing. I will counter on. I understand what Fowl was saying. It's not just the fact that he's a rookie, but it's a rookie from Yale. All right, he didn't have no high-end talent that he was playing up against in Yale. This kid was a project. You pretty much brought him in because of the build that he has, the power and strength that he has. He just needs to learn how to do it in the speed level of the NFL. And against
he had no business getting chosen in the third round. No business.
I can agree with that. I won't dismiss that as far as being a third round pick and injured as a third
and he was hurt.
I will admit that. But
that's the problem.
You're gonna put this kid in his first ever game against the Vikings? You're gonna fuck. That is that.
No, not his first ever game. His first start.
He had one other game he came in for when Braxton got
hurt.
And he was terrible.
He did have a very bad game.
But here we go again. And that's why I say, and I'm talking to you, brothers. Some of our other brothers aren't on the show tonight, but when they get in, you know, it's going to be a lot of loud talking and pandering. But we have to look at what we see as what it is. Ryan Poles picked an Ivy League, and not saying that he can't become something.
Yeah, he's a project, but you don't pick projects in the third round.
At a third round,
I
with the number one overall pick as a franchise quarterback, you can't afford a project.
When you already had a project that you had for the last 5 years in Braxton Jones, who hasn't paid off, you bringing another project to protect this kid's blind side? Fuck, come on, man. Like, if you were getting a project and then you went out in free agency and signed one of the best the best left tackles in the freaking game, and you spent money on him for the next 2-3 years, okay, I understand that. But you brought in a project to back up a project or a failed project.
An injured project to back up a failed project.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that should be like fucking on a shirt.
But again, T, I'm looking at you dead in line. We've been to football camps together with NFL pros and everything like that, and we've never seen some of the sloppy footwork that we've seen here. We've seen kids with better footwork than what we saw last night. And I'm talking about, I never played the line, but guess what? I can look and be like, hey, man, take the step this way so I don't get hit. and I'm looking at Karan like, man, you need some coaching up.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be out here.
You should not be out here.
Like, let Terrell Pryor, Pryor going over there to the left side
with that.
Like, come on. And that's more of the ineptitude that I'm speaking of, because again, for everybody out there in TV land, Ryan Poles needs to stop drafting or signing free agents that played like him. The only one,
he was an awful offensive lineman.
the only one that had a little hit, a little go to him was Bill Murray. I like Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Bill Murray has some Chicago gutter nasty to him.
Yep.
I like Bill
and
Murray.
He's got the name too to go along with that.
And from Chicago. I like Bill Murray.
But this, I will say this too, as far as in regards to when we're not blaming coaching. And I don't know if I'm blaming this on the head coach because he's more your offensive type guy. But there were two situations where I don't know if you guys saw it, but I clearly saw it, where I saw a blitz coming on that right side. And then we motioned Cole Kmet to the right side.
Yep. I know exactly
why the fuck would you do that? You should immediately, and I don't know if that's on Caleb. Like, if Caleb sees that blitz coming from that side, then you need to adjust it out and you keep Kmet there.
Check hot.
Yes, you need to do that. I saw the blitz coming. They showed the blitz. Caleb Williams took a big hit. 1 sack. Oh, that was the fumble, actually. My mistake. That was the fumble. That was one of the fumbles that they brought all the way back, was a blitz coming from the right side. Like, you need to see that shit.
How do you not see it?
Yeah, I mean, they literally – the Vikings are really good at not showing their blitzes, but I saw that blitz. Caleb needs to see that blitz too. But hopefully that's – I mean, Troy Aikman said it perfectly. All right, and shout out to him for it. It was like, this kid has all the talent. I've had a worse rookie season than he ever did in his career. Like, it's your rookie year. Just keep gutting it out. But he was calling out polls too. He literally on the show is calling out polls. Like, you can't put a rookie quarterback with this type of talent and not give him any offensive linemen to help protect him.
See, Frank, you're digging into – I don't know if you're ready to go there yet.
I'm ready.
It's only 30 minutes in, but if we're ready to go, because it's not much to talk about. Here, let's wrap this up. And T, I'll let you anchor it. There's not much to wrap up about this game. The defense played porous, right? I'll say this about the run game because I'm still concerned that, like, we had 29 runs, right? 32 passes. Tyson Bagent had 1. But I felt that we needed to do more runs to kind of eat clock and keep the Vikings off the field. And Swift didn't have a bad day. You know, he had 19 for 80 yards. Like, that's not terrible. It's productive. You know, 4 yards a carry is what we always look for in the run game. But I just
2 4th and 1 stuffs, though. Let's not forget that.
But see, here's the thing: the 4th and 1s. You know that's not Swift's game. Like,
no, it's not. And I mean, that's where guy. But that was the thing that bothered me the most. And I will say this on coaching, because I know right now Roshan is not in, or he's hurt. But even when we had Roshan, you weren't putting him in there in those 4th and 1 type plays all the time. Like, Homer can be that guy too. There's no reason why Homer wasn't in the game on those 4th and 1s then, because he is still a guy who can bulldoze it up the middle, at least better than Swift.
Well, see, that's the thing, because now without having Roshan, right, and you looking at Travis Homer, I mean, the only thing I'll say this, not a knock on Travis Homer, but the only thing that is kind of like intriguing to him is he knew Waldron's system. He knew the playbook from Seattle, right? Because that's where he came from all those years. So I'll give him like a B- for getting him and having somebody that knows the system, because he wouldn't have to catch up that quick. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it, Frank, if you look at the actual stature of the guy, Swift actually weighs a little bit more than Travis Homer.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. He is smaller. He is smaller than Swift is. But there's a difference between smaller and how you play the game. Homer does bulldoze it. He obviously isn't Montgomery, where he's going to plow people over and not go down right away, but he goes forward. Swift does his little side-to-side hesitation, waiting for stuff to open up.
And I'll give you that, because we're looking for 1 yard forward,
that's all we need, yeah.
Not 4 yards left or right,
exactly.
And then 1 yard forward. No,
exactly.
But I also kind of feel it may not be agreed upon, but what's wrong with the good old tush push? What's wrong with the good old?
Well, I mean, you need a center to do that tush push.
Maybe, but I'm just saying. I would think there are better plays than Swift toss left, sweep left, off tackle left, guard tackle right, guard tackle on fourth down. Because the interior, if you watch how the Vikings played, we had a little success running the ball between center guard tackle. We had a little success. But what I would have done, it was that not that first one, but that second one for sure. That second one for sure, I literally would have tried the Kramer experiment again. Hey, we got rid of blasting game. Kramer, you in at fullback. Go blow that hole up. Swift, Homer, whoever, run right behind them, or go, or we got to do some type of Caleb sweep, quarterback sneak. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of question marks. You just don't know what you're doing. And ever since we lost Roschon, it's more like even if you did put Kramer in there on 4th and 1, not even on the goal line. But yeah.
Well, that's the thing. He was trying to get him in, even with the tackle and eligible stuff, but you threw a pass anyway.
On one of the 4th and 1s, yeah, you did. But they didn't even do a play action.
No, it was like
this. This is one thing that I am going to say on coaching, and I know this is Waldron's playbook. I understand that. And I believe Troy Aikman said this as well. When it was Waldron calling plays, we were the least amount of play action teams in the NFL.
Correct.
Now that Waldron has left, we still are less play action passes called since Waldron has left. I was like, that's not acceptable. When you have a rookie quarterback and you're never running play actions, right? It's just, and I agree with that. I do understand that. He doesn't have a lot of play actions in his playbook. But how hard is it to draw a fucking play action play in your playbook?
It's really not.
No, I mean you could simplify that fucking play action and just have a tight end get you 2, 3, 4 yards on the sides. Like it's not that fucking hard to put that in your playbook. But we don't run play action ever.
I'll say this because now. In the group, I keep hearing, oh, my battery about to die. Hold on, let me plug it up. Nope, I got you. Let me plug it up. That little ding, got you. We back good. Here's one of the things where I say I kind of cringe at looking at when people trying to compare, say, oh, well, Troy Aikman had a worse rookie rate. First of all, Troy Aikman was thrown in. He wasn't even supposed to play. I forgot.
Yeah, you're not wrong on that one.
I forgot Randy White.
Your starter got hurt in training camp. Yeah.
He got hurt. Randy White he got hurt like a couple first, like game 4 or 5 in the season or something like that. I remember this. It was like Tecmo Bowl year. And Troy Aikman coming, because remember, Troy Aikman transferred from Oklahoma to UCLA. So he came out of UCLA, right? But, I mean, Troy Aikman, okay, this is going to sound crazy. Troy Aikman's a Hall of Famer. But can somebody tell me why?
Jimmy Johnson.
Okay.
And he had receivers, and he had a line. He had a lot. He did. He had a lot.
But why is he a Hall of Famer? But see, like, nobody can ever tell me why Troy Aikman's a Hall of Famer. I asked that question before.
He had a full-around team around him. So, I mean –
because he played well enough to get voted.
Was he a first ballot Hall of Famer? I don't think he was.
The Cowboys had a really good team during his years.
Can I tell you something? Just like I brought this up. And
yes, 3 Super Bowl rings, too.
They never believed me. Yes, 3. Okay, 3 Super Bowl rings. That's cool. That's cool. Do you all know that?
More than cool.
Do you all know? Just hear me out. Because I know this shit. Troy Aikman has never thrown for 4,000 yards.
It was in a year. It was in a time frame where you didn't really throw the ball nearly as much.
That's not true because obviously Jim McMahon coming out of BYU in '82 threw for 4,500 yards. So clearly people were throwing the ball in the 80s.
Okay, I mean I'm not saying it never happens, but it does not happen. There's a lot of quarterbacks out there that throw the ball a lot more 4,000 yards.
Can I get you?
Yes, please.
Did you know that Troy Aikman has only thrown for 20 touchdowns once in his career? Once.
Yeah.
Once. So I'm not trying to say that Troy Aikman is garbage, but we are talking about somebody that made the Pro Bowl and had less than 3,000 yards, only threw for 11 touchdowns one year. Like the back of his football card is like this long, and it's like, yeah, I don't want this. that's just a guy. And then I wish I had kept it because he ended up being in the Hall of Fame and I would have had some money. But we're listening to that guy, although he's a Hall of Famer, like he was just that guy. He never was. He never was. Okay,
Andrea said
he was the ultimate game man, but Troy Aikman got like 100 and something, and he almost 2 for 1 T or more than that. Like Troy Aikman got some stupid record. Never threw for 4,000 yards, never threw for 30 touchdowns, but he's like damn near 1 for 1 in interceptions and touchdowns. Like he wasn't that great. He wasn't.
No, he wasn't. Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin were great.
And that line.
They were great.
They had a great offensive line, and they had Jimmy Johnson, too.
And that line was great. So, we got somebody that wants to join us here. So, let's go ahead and bring him in. And he's actually an all-star, but he's on a different show. But we're going to bring him in tonight because he has something he want to say. He was on last week too. Let's bring him in. Loudmouth Amp.
Loudmouth. Wait, Loudmouth Amp is what we call it?
I mean, Amp is loud. So I thought that was fitting, even though he's not loud.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Man, what's going on? JB, Frank the Tank, and Tnic. What's going on, brothers?
What's up, man?
It's good. It's good, man. Yeah, I get a little loud sometimes, man. I must admit, man. I have to catch myself. I have to catch myself. I get in. You know what, man? After watching that, man, I'm like Tnic with the opening, man. It's like it's just bad, man. And like Tnic's father, may he rest in peace, man. I've watched a lot of bad footballers, man. But it just feels different. You know what I mean? It's a different kind of hurt, man. You know?
It's a different kind of bad football.
It is, man. It is, man. And it's like it's the entire team. You know what I'm saying? It's the entire team. Just like we talked about earlier, the center not checking in. You know what I'm saying? That's on coaching. That is, and check it out, and that's twice when you just him, ruining 2 good plays, man. Each time he had the ball, and that 72. What's his name? Man? Number 72, the kid from Yale.
Karan.
I don't even try his name. Yale.
I can't pronounce it.
Kiran.
Just call him Yale.
Yale. Yeah. Well, we'll call him Yale. Man, that guy was like a turnstile. He was. I know he's been injured. Man. But that guy was like a turnstile, and what, like 4 or 5 offsides. I'm sorry, holding penalties. You know, it's just bad, man. It was just bad. I don't want to pile on, but continue, fellas. I just had to get that out.
I'm terrible. Because here's the thing. I shouted you out earlier when you were talking about what that C on that chest meant, because when you said that 2 weeks ago, you had me thinking like that is direct leadership. That is running the locker room. There were people that we grew up watching in the past. Reggie White wouldn't have some of the BS that's going on in his locker room. Lawrence Taylor, although may have been a part of some BS, he was going to control that locker room. You feel me?
Right.
Jeff Saturday and them, they weren't going to have that in that locker room.
No.
I cannot see for the life of me. You pick these players on free agency, on Madden, on fantasy football, you look like you got something moving. You got something going.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it comes to play, it's like there's not one of you that can galvanize this team. Not one.
Right.
And then you hear rumors about Jalen Johnson saying, man, let him go. Talking about Matt Eberflus like, I'll kick his ass. Let him go.
Yeah.
And then George want to come down and say, we don't do that here in Chicago. Take his C away. Well, what type of clown show are we running here?
You know what? Cal Long said it, man. And this was like an eye-opener, man. I saw Cal Long on a podcast a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about when he came in his rookie year. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was riled up. You know, I mean, from his pops and his brother. You know what I'm saying? Playing ball, he was riled up, and he said that in practices, he was just getting dirty. He was getting nasty with it. You know what I'm saying? Hitting hitting defenders, defensive linemen. He's just getting nasty with it. And he said he didn't care whether they were rookies or whether they were veterans. But he said especially he picked on the veterans, right?
As he
and
should.
so
So you get a name for yourself.
Okay, so somebody pulled him to the side, man. Somebody pulled him to the side, and this was the leader of the locker room on the opposite side of the ball, and told him, man, that check this out. These players look up to you. I think he's like in the second year. They say they look up to you. You have a C on your jersey. You know what I'm saying? So you have to carry yourself as such. Guess which player told him that? Akeem Hicks.
Oh.
Akeem Hicks told him that. And he said ever since then, you know what I'm saying, when he went out on the practice field or even in game day, he always showed leadership and he always respected his teammates. You know what I'm saying? Because he had that C. Yeah, man. When he told me that, I was blown away by that, man. And I said, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be.
It is.
You know, and right now, I said that to say right now, I don't see any leaders out there, man. I don't see any leaders in that locker room.
You know what? If I'm going to throw one leader in that locker room right now, it's Edwards.
Keenan Allen?
I'd say Edwards.
TJ Edwards?
I'd say TJ Edwards. He's got a big mouth. He's a motor. Like, I'd say TJ Edwards if I had to throw one at least on the defensive side. Because he's a little bit more, yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say none. Because
that's what
and he's saying one is still like saying none.
But the reason I say none is this. You cut your nose to spite your face, right? Players already had that meeting. Hey, forget Eberfloozy. We going to do this. We going to win in spite of him. But there was no camaraderie. I don't even think this group, this crop, really even likes each other because they play as individuals. I don't see a lot of team things going on here. On the field, we don't know. Off the field, hell, they might be kicking it, going to dinner, going to
I don't see it on the field. I don't fucking care.
Or they might
for themselves.
Wait, or they might not. But on the field, you can see. And we can go all the way back to when DJ was running that route and kept running. And finally he said, you know what? I'm going to go off the field. I'll tweak my ankle. I'm going to sit down because you ain't thrown me the ball yet, man. When I'm telling you, when that happens, that's just the tip of the iceberg. There is more behind the scenes. And it comes out week after week after week because when you look at the roster, even with a porous line, because there are other teams doing better than us with worse lines.
Yeah.
They don't like each other, fellas. They don't.
There you go.
Earlier in the chat that they're looked like they're playing from themselves there on the field out there. And Tyreek Stevenson getting that interception when it was fourth down is kind of proof of that. He's all hyped up. They got the interception.
You just gave up like 30 yards.
Yeah, exactly. But he's not even aware of that because
knock the ball down and get the ball down there, man.
Yeah, that's just padding your stats.
Correct. Playing for yourselves. Look what I did.
And then
because of me that the boat sank. Is because the other fucking
if he did that, all right. If he did that and then he was just like, oh shit, man, I should have just batted it down. I didn't even think about that. But then you just go and dance, go do your little celebrations in the fucking end zone. It's like you shouldn't have intercepted the ball, you dumb shit.
And Frank, that's where I went when I saw him go to pick it. I was like, no.
Yeah, just throw the freaking ball
knock
down.
It down because you gained 27 more yards. Like.
But what he was thinking is, oh shit, I haven't had one of these since week 1 against the Titans. I'm about to get me another one.
Look good.
Hey, I don't care. Intellectual football, man.
No, exactly. No, we don't care. But him playing for himself, like, is not thinking about that.
It's not playing to win. It's playing for individuals.
And then real quick, I'll get back off real quick, but I wanted to the C aspect with the Jalen Johnson. It turns out he was still actually a captain. They just still forgot. Like when they asked him about it, the reporter, he's like, "I'm still a captain." And then they go to the Thomas Brown's like, "Is he still a captain? He's not wearing the C." He's like, "Oh yeah, that just got forgot to be put on his jersey."
What?
Yes, that's how shit is so out of line there. They just, we forgot to put a C on our captain's jersey. The fuck is going on, man?
I bet you George called the seamstress, was like, "Don't you put no C on that."
I mean, hey, at the end of the day, it is his
You don't
team.
forget to put the C on, man. I've never heard that.
Never. Yeah,
It's only
But
like
he was
3 to 4
according
people
to
that
the
got the damn C. Like, come on.
On this team, it's 8. Isn't there 8 captains
Which
on this team?
Too many.
Too many.
Exactly.
Too many, man.
Just like they said with quarterbacks, if you got 3 quarterbacks in your team, you don't got none. You got 8 captains on your team, you ain't got none. So, anyways, I'm gonna go back to my corner, man. I'm tired of talking.
Bozo show, live and in living color. That's what we want.
Man. It's a shit show. So let's talk
playoffs.
Let's talk about. Yeah, I know. I was.
We all said you were crazy with that.
I had really high hopes for this team, but man,
the playoffs. Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Winning a fucking game this season. I think I said that after the Washington game, or after we got our asses whooped by Arizona. I said we're not gonna win another fucking game, and we haven't won shit. So my question is now, what fucking coach could we get in here to clean up this fucking mess?
I'm glad you asked that because we need to talk about that before we dive into headhunting. Cause I'm gonna get me some Ryan Poles headhunting tonight. I'm gonna get on his ass tonight.
Oh shit!
I can't wait.
Pause. Okay.
I can't wait. I'm too old to pause, dude. I'm 47 years old. I'm too old to pause.
All right.
Hey, and Frank, just so you know, Danielle Hunter has 12 sacks.
Hey, I would have loved to have Danielle Hunter.
No, remember, he costs too much.
Oh, okay, that's where you're going. I thought you were saying like I didn't want Danielle Hunter because I thought
no. That wasn't a shot against you. That was
okay. That's what I thought it was at first. I was just like, I would have loved to have Hunter.
He's too old and he costs too much. He had 12 sacks. He's like third in the league, man. What are we talking about?
I mean, whenever you say cost too much and everything like that, that is kind of like the Bears organization.
Saquon, he cost.
If he came off of an ACL tear, we probably would have signed him for big money because we always sign injured people.
There you go. So you get it, Frank.
So
I know ownership.
The big rumor in Hallis Hall right now is that Mike Vrabel
is the number one choice right now.
The number one choice for head coach.
I'm not mad at that.
I am.
I'm not mad at that. Experienced coach.
I don't fucking
hold people accountable. I'd rather have Flores though.
I would much rather have Brian Flores. I would much rather have Brian Flores, but we all know he ain't gonna get the job. He might get an interview.
But the thing is, I'm also hearing out of Hallis Hall, they really want more of a very big offensive type guy. Verbal's a good coach. I don't know if he's like your dynamic offensive guy that you want, though.
No.
That's my opinion. And Flores, I don't give a shit. Go get an offensive coordinator that in Flores will just light fucking people up and keep everyone holding accountable. But I still want Ben Johnson. I've said it from the get-go.
I don't want Ben Johnson either. He has no head coaching experience.
I don't give a shit.
If
we're gonna get the same exact offense and the Lions are getting, I don't care.
We won't. No. See, Frank.
We don't know that.
No, I do know that. You know why? Because the Lions have a top 5 deep offensive line.
They built the offensive line. There's no question.
So Ben Johnson trying to run that system here is not going to work.
JB, but you've already said it. People with worse offensive lines look better when you have good coaching.
We don't.
When you have good play calling.
Okay, listen to me. Ben Johnson comes in here with his exotic good play calling, great balance, right? No center, no left tackle, shaky on the right tackle.
You're going to address
good
that.
Good left guard when he plays, and just no right guard at all. Now you're supposed to fix that in one season. You're supposed to fix a quarterback having 58 sacks with 3 games to go, probably end up getting 60 plus. And we're also, hear me, we're also supposed to fix temperament of a young quarterback who will be not on his first, not on his second, but on his third quarterback, head coach, and possibly his third OC. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, by the way, Ben Johnson still got to learn how to be a head man.
There's no question about that, but I mean,
why would you do? I get it. He's the shiny new toy on Christmas, but after 2 weeks when we go back to school, we stop playing with that toy.
Let me just say this, because you're saying that there's no shot he's going to be able to do that here. No shot once. And I understand what you're saying with the offensive line that we have.
Not the same way.
What if he goes elsewhere and we have a new Sean McVay or a new Kyle Shanahan or a new – guess what? The Bears fucked up again.
Depends on the situation.
It does depend on the situation, and we have talent here. We just don't have an offensive line.
Name me the teams that are available right now. Name me.
Teams? I don't know. I don't pay attention to the other teams.
You do. New Orleans, their head coach got you know this. New Orleans head coach got fired. You know this. You know that Brian Daboll is on the hot seat. You know that Antonio Pierce with the Raiders is on the hot seat. You can call your shot, bro. You know exactly who's looking for a head coach and who's not. This is not rocket science. It's not. But of those situations, the Bears have the most talent on the outside. Mm-hmm. Some of those other teams got more talent interior.
Other than the Saints, that's really the only other team with a coach that needs a coach that I see has more, possibly a better system or talent than the Bears do right now.
Possibly. But that's what I'm saying. So as attractive as Caleb Williams may look to an offensive coordinator like Ben Johnson, as attractive as Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Rome Odunze and Cole Kmet,
Keenan Allen ain't going to be here next year.
You can't protect him.
Yeah, you're not wrong on that.
You cannot protect your $25 million asset.
But play calling can help the protection side of things.
Yeah. I get you, JB. I get exactly what you're saying. I get exactly what you're saying.
Nobody important. You're important. Ricky, you're on here. You're important to us, my man.
It's comparable to, but not as bad as when they drafted Justin Fields and then they signed Andy Dalton. You know what I'm saying? It's like, putting that Band-Aid. Yeah, I made a mistake. I cut myself. I'm gonna put this Band-Aid on it because this Band-Aid, if the Band-Aid was coming off. Yeah, man. They don't have an offensive line. They don't have coaches. They don't know how to develop players. And that's why I said it. I've been saying it like, I don't want any residuals from this coaching staff. None. And at this point, I threw out a couple of names and my co-host said, no, can't be him. Man, at this point, I don't even really care. And like you said, I do stand on one thing though. I don't want the flavor of the month. I do not want the flavor of the month. The Bears been doing that for as long as I've been watching football, man, and it is not turned out good. You know what I'm saying? And especially, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Especially after that Detroit tree, man. You know what I'm saying? The way dude coaches, and I'm afraid that'll rub up on Ben Johnson, man. And then he'll be trying to get up here calling them stupid calls when he don't have to. You know what I'm saying? I don't want any. Matter of fact, I don't want to play for money. I want a proven head coach. Because that's all it is. They get recycled. So
who's your
proven head coach?
Who's your pick, Dan? Who's your pick?
I like Brian Flores and Vrabel. I like Brian Flores and I like Vrabel. those are two that I prefer.
I mean,
And then
Vrabel
I'm sorry.
proven anything. Got a few playoffs.
Say it again.
I don't like.
Yeah, and see what
He's
I'm.
got a few playoffs.
This is what
Flores has proven that he can come in and be a Ditka type person in the locker room and everything like that. But some people can't be like that in this modern. So
check this out. Check this out, Frank. Check this out. That's the same thing my co-host said. He didn't succeed the last time he was a head coach. That was 3 years ago. Man. So you can't tell me by him calling them.
Wait, who are we talking about? Verbill or Flores?
I didn't hear you.
Who are you talking about, Verbill or Flores?
Flores.
Oh, Flores. Okay.
Yeah. My co-host said no, because he hadn't when he was a head coach, he didn't win anything. I said that was 3 years ago, man.
He was very
so
successful.
You telling me
before all that shit happened?
He did. My co-host said he didn't win enough, and I'm not with that, man.
Here's the pushback on that. Who's your co-host? Who's your co-host?
This is Chef, Coach Chef.
Okay, makes sense. Here's my thing. Bill Parcells most famously, that explains a lot. Bill Parcells most famously said, if you want me to cook the meal, at least let me buy the groceries, right? All Brian Flores, who came off of a pretty decent season prior, said was, I don't want to tank for Tua. I don't.
Right.
Hazinga, I think that's his name, the owner was like, nope, we're
the owner. Yep, that's the owner. Yep.
But then when it comes to the time, he's like, hey, there's this 6'5" kid named Justin Herbert who I think would be better. And you know what they said? We're tanking for Tua. We're drafting Tua. You don't like it? Scram. Either get along or get out. No, what did he say? Get along or get gone.
Yeah.
And right now, can we say who would you rather have, Justin Herbert or Tua? I'll wait.
Oh, man. I really like Tua, man. But them concussions. I like Tua, man, but those concussions. So you know what I'm saying? You gotta go with Justin Herbert. You gotta go with Justin Herbert, man. It's not like Tua is a bum, but those concussions.
Tua has a lot of talent and he's still not succeeding. Justin Herbert doesn't have a lot of talent and he's at least.
Hold up.
Whoa, wait. What did he say?
What did you just say, Frank?
I said Tua has a lot of talent around him, and he's still not winning when it matters most. Herbert doesn't have a lot of talent around him.
Okay. I thought you said Herbert doesn't have talent. I was about to say.
No, I mean, he had Keenan Allen. That was pretty much the only talent he had, and Keenan's gone now.
Hey, can I just?
They can have him back.
Yes,
they're probably going to get him back.
Hey,
but I love
before we go any further, we got another all-star in the house. Actually, he's always in the house on Tuesday, but he came a little late today. And he probably has the foulest mouth in the city, but he's a little tame right now because he just had a baby with his wife.
No, he ain't.
Had a baby.
That's bullshit.
Let's bring him in. Foul mouth.
What's up, fellas?
What up,
What's going on, Foul? What's going on?
Not much.
All right.
So what have I missed? What we've been talking about?
We're talking about coaches. We're talking about the Bears going to the Super Bowl.
We're basically trying to break down coaches.
Oh, be this year.
Because from what we're hearing out of Hallis Hall is Verbill. Is that how you say his name? Verbill?
Vrabel.
Oh my God, Verbill.
Right.
Vrabel, Verbill, Verbriel. What the fuck? I don't care.
Hooked on funny.
Just say Mike V. Mike V, a dude.
The V. I went too far with that one. But no, I mean, they're saying he, as of right now in Hallis Hall, is the number one choice. But I mean, who knows what the fuck's going on right now when it comes down to that?
You gonna hear it.
Back and forth on who we would rather have.
This is Roman season anyway, so it's going. Yeah, especially when you out, it's gonna be everybody. You're gonna hear Ben Johnson's interested in the job. Mike Vrabel is the leading candidate right now. Flores is on there. Who else they got? Ben Johnson and what's the other guy name from Buffalo?
You got Cliff Kingsbury,
Joe Brady
guy as well.
Joe Brady. Yeah.
Joe Brady.
Yeah, so you're gonna be hearing about a little bit of everybody. It really doesn't matter.
I'm not sold on Joe Brady because we don't have Josh Allen. Caleb isn't a Josh Allen. I'm not sold on Brady.
I agree, JD. I do agree that Cassie should be stripped. Actually, tell you the truth, I think every owner in Chicago should be stripped of their franchise.
Man, I'm trying to wonder, man, like, what is it, man? What is it with this organization and quarterbacks, man? What is it? You know what I'm saying? Maybe one of you brothers can help me out. I've been watching, y'all know I've been watching a long time, man.
I mean, the thing is,
Billy Goat we still got a Billy Goat up out here.
You got right now, you got quarterbacks, like the quarterbacks that we've gone and had, all of them had talent. All of them have strengths, all of them have weaknesses. The problem is that it starts off with the head coach. It's the coaching. The coaching is going to always take the talent to a whole nother level. You can only get so far with talent. I am not like someone sit up there and said earlier, should we send some picks for Shanahan? Fuck no. What you send picks to Shanahan, then you're not gonna have any picks to improve the roster. That's what everybody been talking about. Oh man, we need this. We need a left tackle. We need a guard. We need a center. We need a defensive end. You know, you send a pick, shit, you ain't gonna get that shit. You can't spend all your money on going out and just buying players. That doesn't work. NFL does have a salary cap,
of which we don't adhere to because we hold on to money like it's tomorrow. We suck.
I wouldn't say we hold on to money. It's just that sometimes we got guys. I mean, shit, we didn't hold on to money when we had what's his name? What's the guy before Close? Pace. Shit, Pace was out there handing out goddamn contracts.
Pace spent everything we had.
Yeah, and how many did he hit on? How many did he hit on though, pal? How many did he hit on, man?
Who?
Why Pace? Why he's giving up all that money?
I think Pace hit more than Poles. Pace for sure hit more than Poles.
I mean, I guess Jalen Johnson.
You need to look that up, JB. You need to look that up, bro.
Johnson,
talent wise.
Cole Kmet, those are all Pace picks.
Yeah, but the thing is, what you're looking at now is that you're looking at guys that's been in the league 4 or 5 years compared to Pace. This first goddamn guy he's gonna had. Well, first two guys is Gordon and Brisker and shit. They ain't been in the league 4 or 5 years. Hell, 6 years. So we're looking at Pace, who picked like 6 years ago guys, and we see their development now.
No. You can do Pace's picks for their first 3 years.
For their what?
And
for what?
You can take Pace's picks their first 3 years versus Pole's picks in their first 3 years. You can have some type of parity and go against that. You can, yes.
But that's not what we're doing because you're talking about Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson to me was shit. Was he better than Brisker his first 3 years?
I don't think Jalen Johnson was a great.
Jalen Johnson struggled his first 2 years. At least maybe not.
Yeah,
I'm not giving you team Jalen Johnson. I'm not. But
but what we're sitting up there doing, we're comparing. You know, what I'm saying their first couple of years. So
what I'm saying is this: I can look at Ryan Pole's picks and also look at Ryan Pace's picks. And I can literally say this person panned out, be it 3 years, 4 years. This person panned out, be it 3 years. I can look at Poles' picks and be like, man, we looking a little rough. We're looking a little slow.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot of busts. It's a lot. I just read that today.
I mean, you got to also what's the crazy part about it is that as much as we despise Matt Nagy, he was a better coach.
Absolutely.
Than Eberflus.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes down to it, I sit up there and I think Poles is the better GM than Ryan Pace. I think that Eberflus and his coaching staff.
I think you like Poles better because Poles.
I mean,
honestly,
I think Poles. Tell you the truth, this is my thing about Poles. I like Poles because he's a guy that sit up there and did something that no GM hasn't done. He stripped this shit down to the fucking bone.
That's so easy to do, man. That's not.
It's
easy to do, but how many GMs in our history have done it?
Wait, in Bears history or
Bears history? Yes, Bears history. We know that GMs have done it, but how many Bears?
Because traditionally,
it was the Bears. It was in 9.
You mute yourself.
Strip it down.
You talking about pre-Dick Duran? That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's where I would go. Pre-Dick Duran,
exactly
late
what
90s.
you're talking about. And that
late
was
90s,
that's what I was about to say.
That was dude with that was Jerry Angelo.
It was Angelo.
Did he strip it down?
That.
Hold on. Did he strip it down? Did he strip it down? We just didn't have shit. See, that's the difference. See, when I say strip it down, means that you already had something. If you ain't have shit, you ain't strip shit down.
We had more
like 13 or something that year. Like we were bad, man. Like
that's what I'm saying. We ain't have shit, so it ain't stripping it down.
No, I'm saying, but then the next year he got
rebuilding it. Talking about rebuilding it. Exactly. Taking players away and rebuilding it until we got to until we drafted McMahon. That's when you started seeing, some progress. And I know a rebuild takes time. I mean, you can't just plug and play. That's been proven today. For this team, you can't plug and play, man. You gotta. You can.
But the thing is, you got, like I said, you got to have a fucking coach. You can sit up there and take certain pieces and then sit up there and, like you said, you can reload. You just got to have the right coaching for it. You got to have the right coach that's going to be able to do that. Our coaching has been sucking. We have gone and sit up here, like we said, outside of John Fox. Every damn coach that we have had has always had their first start here in Chicago.
Right. I said that, and my co-host again told me that that didn't matter, and I told him it did. But I want to ask you this. I want to ask all you guys. Man, who you challenge? I want to ask all you guys this question because I want to get your insight on this. What do you think about this Kevin Warren, Ryan Poles situation, and what effect, if any, and I'm asking all our viewers in the chat to answer this also. What effect, if any, do you think is?
Keep going.
What effect, if any, do you think is taking a toll on this team, if any? This goes for everybody that's listening and to my my co-hosts. Tank.
I mean, I've started off. I mean, are you saying is it like taking effect on the players and the way that they're playing?
Right. Do you actually believe that is?
I don't think that affects that at all. But I mean,
I'm asking you. Do you believe there is some friction? There is some disagreement there. Yeah,
I do. I do truly believe that there is friction because Poles. And I know we always argue about this, and nobody's ever going to know the truth on this. I don't ever believe Flus was exactly who Poles did not really want Flus, or at least he wasn't in his top tier of coaches to take. I don't believe that he was chosen between three. This is a year where he would do interviewing like crazy to the point where he's going to interview 10 to 15 coaches to see which one he wants the best. But Warren saying he was like, well, I'm going to make that decision now. Like, I think that does play effect because I love Kevin Warren stepping in instead of that fucktard upstairs named McCaskey. I'd rather have Kevin Warren step in, but I think Poles should be making the decision and Kevin Warren should be putting a stamp of approval on it. But I think Kevin Warren wants it the other way around.
So I'll say this real quick. What I find interesting real quick is that I find it interesting out of all the other coaches and stuff, Shane or Eberflus had the least amount of options out of all the other coaches, like O'Connell and all them that got hired. Like Eberflus was on his way to the unemployment line, because the Colts were about to cut him from being the defensive coordinator. So he almost stumbled into being a head coach there at this job. I really don't think there's really that many options to him had we not hired him to be head coach.
Well, what also makes me What also makes me go crazy is that when we sit up there and we hear that the organization basically gave him 3 coaches to choose from, when Kevin O'Connell, the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, became the head coach 22 days after Poles was fucking hired. So which further lets me know that this shit comes from fucking ownership.
Eberflus was hired, not after Poles was hired. 22 days after.
Shit, Eberflus, it don't matter. Shit, all right, shit. He was only hired 2 days before. So 22, 24, shit is both in the same realm. That just lets me know that the McCaskies constantly keep having their fucking hands in this shit, and they don't know. We already know from over goddamn 30, 40 fucking years of football, as far as me being a fucking fan. They don't know shit about fucking football, and that they don't want people to talk to them. They don't want to have a bad image. They don't ever want to be talked about. They get real sensitive when you talk about them. They don't like it when you talk about them. They don't, what they say, George doesn't want cursing on fucking Hard Knocks. Who gives a fuck, George? Maybe you should curse a little bit.
Send follow-up on that.
You know? Yeah, shit. Nah, they would have edited all my shit.
You're kind of delving into my point, because here's the thing: if I'm a GM and I got a little brass behind me, I'm not going to sit up here and say, I don't care if you hired Bill Poley and Ernie Accorsi to fix to become a cabal and grab these who they think should be coached. If you want me to run this team, guess what? I need some say-so. Yeah. But Ryan Poles. That part. But Ryan Poles literally sat up there and admitted, well, I have a little bit of familiarity with Matt Eberflus due to our dealings with Trace Armstrong. He played his hand, bro. He did.
Yeah. Well, this the thing. You keep saying that he played his hand, but he never had a fucking hand. Don't wave the finger. He never had a hand. If I'm your boss, and I tell you just like this, you got 3 motherfuckers to choose from. You got Frank, you got Amp, and you got Tnic. Choose one. What you gonna do? You can't. You're not conducting your own search, because I just had these guys.
That's actually a little bit different. It's not us. He didn't know the other two.
That's the part, Frank. There you go.
And well, I mean, I'm saying I'm not siding with you on this one, though, JV. But I mean,
right? He's not siding with you. I much rather choose the devil I know than the devil I don't know.
Yeah, he had a choice between 3 people. He chose the only one that he knew. He didn't.
The devil he knew.
Like the one that I always keep forgetting his freaking name. The dude from Washington who was with Dallas.
That would be Dan.
Thank you.
Quinn Snyder, whatever.
Quinn was supposed to be flying in here with Poles for a second interview, but the McCaskies decided to say, "Oh, no, fly coach, pay for it yourself then."
That part right there. Hey, coach. Yeah, that part right there, man.
I'm going to tell you this, because this is the telling part, and it's funny how we speculated earlier on, but now tidbits of information are starting to leak. Like, this was planned, and Trace Armstrong.
It might be, yeah.
Trace Armstrong has a little bit more power than any of us ever thought. He might be the emperor. He might be the freaking Wizard of Oz behind the curtain.
The Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, baby. Yeah,
I like that comparison. Yeah, that's a good one.
But you cannot tell me. And Frank, me and you, we take the wives out to dinner, and we go to a place. Let's call it your favorite restaurant. Let's say it's Rosebud, and they say, "Hey, Mr. Frank, we got prefix. You got pork, chicken, or steak. Although you did not choose your options, the options that were given to you, they say, oh, well, the chicken a little dry. Steak is phenomenal. And the pork is so-so.
Yeah, but I would go
if you still choose the chicken, which was dry,
that's on you.
That's
on you.
Yeah, but if it comes to the point where if I went to that restaurant and I tried the chicken, I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, I'm not saying Poles doesn't take blame for picking Flus. All I'm saying is, if I'm going to that restaurant that you're just talking about, I want a fucking bigger menu. I don't want
which I agree. So as Ryan Poles, before he even got locking step with them. Hey, you guys hired me to do a job. I'm just wondering, before you give me these 3, can I put them to the side and can I conduct my own search?
I have a couple that I would like to interview.
But this is the thing, though. Who said that he didn't do that?
It would have came out by now, Fal. It would have came out.
Shit. No, it won't. Because I'm pretty sure. Hold on. This is the thing. This is why I say it wouldn't.
Everything else is
This is the reason why I'm saying that it wouldn't. Because for the simple fact, we didn't know about all this shit until shit has gone and went to the fucking slums. So that doesn't mean that it would have came out by now. It's probably some more shit that we don't know about. It's probably some more shit that's gonna come out.
Hey, Pal, that's what JB is saying. That's what he's saying. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. It hasn't come out yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Come out.
That's what I'm saying.
He's already admitting.
He's saying that it's gonna come out.
He's already admitted that when he gave the endorsement, I was familiar, I was confident, and I endorsed. They told him, if you want to listen to what real transparency was, Bill Poley and Ernie Accuracy told George, you better hire Jim Caldwell.
And say those names one more time. Say both of them.
I mean, that ain't do no good. But shit, Jim Caldwell. What is Jim Caldwell doing? He ain't getting no head coaching job nowhere. Where's he at?
Both of them, man. Both of those old cats. Both of those old cats. It's time.
People, those that decided to give you your 3, right? Of those 3, they said, "Hey, I like Jim Caldwell for you guys." Noah McCaskey said, "Nah, he got Super Bowls on his resume. He gonna cost me too much.
Yeah,
I like this guy."
Cost, yeah.
You know what? There you go. And you know what Poles did? I can pick him, or I can pick him. And he decided to go with the worst of the 3. It was still his decision.
It was still a decision, but it wasn't his. The thing is this: if I give you 3 options, of course you're gonna have to make a damn decision. That's gonna be your job. So of course it was his decision, but in actuality, he came
the 3 Super Bowls
because he went with the devil that he knew, opposed to the devil that he don't know.
That part, he went with who he knew and who he was familiar with. And
that's bottom line. It comes right back around. It circled right back around. That's what it was.
It's still, the thing is still is this. You still went in there with the thing is this. You still went in there with your fucking hand tied behind your back, whether you like it or not. So, everything that you saying right, he picked Eberflus. We all know that. But it wasn't like it was his. It wasn't like he was sitting up there like he had, oh man, I can sit up here and conduct the interviews myself. If I wanted to interview Kevin O'Connell, I could sit up there and do that. If I want to interview anybody else, I can sit up there and do that. No, I got 2 fucking days. In 2 days, I got to pick a damn coach.
Hey, read that comment right there for me. From the chat.
Bears fan. I'm a diehard Bears fan, but us as Bear fans, we are tired of the same shit year after year. But McCaskey's are tightwads. Sail the effing team. We need winning blood in a rocket. This is not rocket science, and they know we needed an offensive line. Everything starts up front. Of course, champ, perfect.
Knock it out of the ballpark. But as long as Virginia's alive, they're not going to sell this.
Tell me this. How many times have we sit up there and we've gone and looked at the McCaskies over the years and know that they've gone and had their hands in basically every fucking decision that GMs, presidents have made here in Chicago. So my thing is this. I'm not sitting up here. I'm not saying that Poles doesn't take fault. Poles does have a fault. But ultimately, the main fucking fault falls on the fucking owners, because this is the same shit that we going to sing. And then the crazy part about it, even if you fire Poles, let's say you fire Poles, what the fuck make you think that shit is going to change when they haven't fucking changed it yet? Nothing's going to fucking change.
And I understand what you're saying there, Foul, but at the same time, I like Kevin Warren.
I like Kevin Warren too.
I like his feistiness, his fight. If he gets fired tomorrow, I know it's because he told the McCaskies to go fuck themselves. Fire me or I'm going to myself.
No,
That's how I feel.
You know what?
Warren.
Man, as far as Kevin Warren goes, my opinion, keep your eyes on the prize. Stay focused on why they really hired you. You're the money man. You're the money man. You're the guy that's going to put more money in our bank accounts. You're the guy that's going to get the stadium built and put extra money, extra money in our bank account. That's what Kevin Warren's job is. That's what I see as a Bears fan. You know, and Ben,
hold on, not to cut y'all off, not to cut you guys off, but hold on. Speaking of money, let's pay some bills first. Speaking of money, let's pay these goddamn bills, and then we'll come right back. You want?
Standards prevailed, when excellent craftsmanship was displayed and treated with the utmost importance. Acquire the crisp, refreshing taste of Moore's Beer. Moore's Beer. Raise your standards.
Hey, thank you all for joining the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. Remember to like and subscribe to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. Right there, we had our sponsors. Moore's Beer, great tasting. JB can tell you all about it. I don't drink, so I don't know shit about it. But I heard it is great tasting, though, from people I know. JB, Tnic, Frank the Tank. Also, when you want to get your athletic pair, go to In the Zone. Check out In the Zone. Frank has a special In the Zone tight-ass leggings that he uses. Thank God he doesn't show us, but he does wear his tight leggings every show during the week. Every Tuesday, Frank has on his tight ass In the Zone pants.
Freshly washed.
He washes them every motherfucking every podcast. Every podcast. Just like Jordan used to do his shorts from North Carolina underneath his uniform, Frank does the same thing. All right. So going back, hold on. Before we even start, we got one more member that's gonna come in. He is the mouth of the South, but he's from Chicago.
I know who that is.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Mr. Chicago.
Y'all play nice. Play nice.
Why are we doing?
Ding ding.
Yeah. What up, Mr. Chicago? What up, man? What up?
I'm starting it with this. Everyone can have different point of views. I love Mr. Chicago.
What's going on, Mr. Chicago?
Everything's good.
I'm pretty good, man. How y'all living?
Living the dream, baby. Living the dream.
Yeah, man.
Living the dream,
I wish this dream was a real fucking dream and not a goddamn nightmare. You know what? I really, first and foremost, it's always a pleasure to be on the show with you guys. I really wish this reality wasn't the case, because more times than not, whenever this fucking team suck, the fan base starts to get at each other's throats. We start to fucking be in cahoots with each
That's
other
true.
about what the source of the fucking problem is with this team. Meanwhile, this team that happy asses on the goddamn sideline in their condos, in the front offices of their damn facility, collecting goddamn checks, not giving too many goddamn fucks and a peeled banana about what the fuck we feel, which is unfortunate because they owe us this fucking much to actually fucking give a damn about producing a worthy, respectable product on that goddamn field on a weekly fucking basis. Now, having said that, I've been listening to what you guys have been debating about, and not to go down this rabbit hole again, because I think we've argued enough about this situation. To Fowl's point about George being in the goddamn way of this team, if it doesn't matter who's a president, who's who's the GM or whatever, and we're gonna still support this fucking team, this is our hometown team, then what's the fucking point of us complaining in the first place? If we can't sit up here and realistically and logically disagree with what the fuck moves they're making or not making without it being an issue among us as fans, then how the fuck do we expect for them to actually change this shit for the better? Because
check this out.
Yeah.
Check this out, Chicago. The reason why we complain is because the McCaskies don't like to hear that. They don't like to hear that. Now check it out. When the voices come from Chicago, they block that out. They'll block that out. But when it starts going up to ESPN,
recently, when we had to fight the coach,
that's what I'm saying.
For the public opinion, them motherfuckers heard us loud and clear. He has to go. The offensive coordinator got to fucking go. They heard us. Now,
if we keep talking, Poles is gonna be out the door, man. I'm telling you, they do not like that national media spotlight, man. And it's been proven.
But this is the thing I will say, and in regards to what Amp just said right there, I don't think it was more hearing us when that shit got national and every motherfucker.
That's what I said
about it. That's where they cut ties and they had to do it.
That's what they've always been like that.
Right now, that's what Amp is saying right now,
right.
Because now,
right.
nationally, Shane Waldron got to go. Nationally, Eberflus got to go. You know what's trending nationally now? Poles got to go.
Yeah,
Poles. And that's what they said last night. They said that last night when they zoomed in on him up at the skybox. Like, his seat is really hot.
I'm glad
they said that.
Watch this. I want y'all to think about this about last night. Did you all pay attention to the fact that George and Ryan Poles was not sitting together, not conversing, not talking? They wasn't looking at the fucking game the same way together.
Yeah, I've noticed
that. Tell me there's no disconnect between those two.
Yeah.
You're a fucking liar.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what the fuck you're paying attention to.
Absolutely.
Because with Poles, and again, you can go down the rabbit hole about what decision was made, not made. The point is, he said he's sticking with this goddamn guy mainly because this is the agent that they both share. And he made the decision to not only hire him, but to retain him, knowing that you didn't give no other candidates not even a fucking shot at even interviewing him. You say, oh, no, emphatically, I'm sticking with him. He's our guy. So
that is wrong. That is wrong because, hold on, because Kevin Warren, the thing is this. Because we all know that Kevin Warren had a play to doing this too, because there were certain guys, Bill Belichick, that they did not want to come in and did not want to fucking interview. There was a Jim Harbaugh that did not get a chance to interview. We all know that his history. Hold on, we know his history with Kevin Warren.
Harbaugh wasn't coming to Chicago.
We both know that Harbaugh wasn't coming.
Harbaugh wanted to come to Chicago. That was the big thing.
He did years ago. He listen. Harbaugh said he only interviewed two goddamn teams. It was the Chargers and I forgot who Atlanta Falcons. Those are the two teams he saw that he wanted to fucking go to.
No, that's not right. That's not right.
Look it up. Listen.
That's not right. Those were the only two teams he interviewed.
He interviewed with on purpose. He said that out of his own mouth.
He publicly said he would love to coach the Bears.
That was years ago. Absolutely.
Bears, no, this was his past year with Michigan.
George. He wasn't coming to this shit show. He wasn't going to come to this. But
yes, he was.
I want y'all to backtrack.
He wanted to come here.
Ding, ding.
The Bears did not want him.
Timeline on when Poles got hired. So when Poles got hired initially, that was in mid to late January, which means that the coaches that we were potentially looking at or could potentially look at, They were already sewn the fuck up. There was not many options left after those goddamn coaches got hired by other goddamn teams, which means we had to scrape the bottom. Well, I ain't gonna say the bottom of the bill. I like Jim Caldwell, but Jim Caldwell old as hell now. So now that ship is safe.
I guess Minnesota did that too, huh?
Dan Quinn, who interviewed this fucking team, and then they had him fly coach into the goddamn facility. Just disrespected this man.
But everybody knows.
So tell me this. So why does that, what the hell does him flying coach got to do with IGM if that's what the owner set up there and chose to do?
I'm telling you that the organization in general are some goddamn cheapskates and they full of shit to sit up here and be doing.
I agree with that. We've been doing that shit.
Get this. We have had previous and even some, not even current, but we've had previous Bear greats on this fucking team telling us time after time again how this organization has treated them. And they are Bears legends getting treated like this shit. So, and y'all got mad at me for saying this.
Thank you, Ricky.
And y'all
thank you, Ricky.
By stating the realistic negative shit about this team, because we're hearing every damn thing negative now. It's because I have not seen them do anything differently other than what the fuck they've been doing. So I'm only going to expect them to keep doing the same old bear shit they've been fucking doing.
So tell me this, if you expect them to keep doing that, then why the fuck are you sitting up here talking about let's go and get rid of the GM? Let's bring in, hold on, because what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a whole nother new GM that's going to come in and want to do his shit. They ain't going to allow him to do nothing because this is what the McCaskies have been doing over and over and over and over again. You're going to bring him in. He's going to sit up there talking about blowing his shit up.
Then why do we be fans of the damn team anyway if we know the goddamn McCaskey's going to
shit, I'm beginning to start to wonder that shit my goddamn self. This is George's organization.
Here's the thing you're missing. What George did in this particular sense, because he made the national headlines and he don't want no smoke. You have to inspect what you expect.
Absolutely.
What George finally did was got off his horse. Like, hey, y'all making me look like a goddamn laughing stock. He got to go. And he got to go. You know why that happened? Because the Bears have never done that in their 100+ years history.
Never.
In season.
Hold on.
He got off his horse and said, "You're not going to embarrass me."
I'm gonna bring this
and
up
when I'm looking at Ryan Poles, hold on, let me finish. I'm not going to sit here and absolve Ryan Poles for certain things because when certain situations and certain, we'll say, expectations came out, it was a lot of crickets going on in Hallis Hall. A lot of crickets going on in Hallis Hall. You don't think that's an indictment on Ryan Poles?
Of course it is. Who you think? Check this out. Who's going to be the fall guy? Who's going to be the fall guy? If I'm the motherfucking boss, and I'm telling, and I decided I want to do what the fuck I want to do, who gonna be the fucking fall guy? The motherfucker that I hired. That's who's gonna be the fall guy. If I sit up there and say, "Hey, check this out, JB, you only got 3 people to choose from. This is my motherfucking decision." But guess what? I hired you. You gonna take that fucking fall. So when shit hit the fan, it's gonna be on your ass, not me.
I'm gonna ask you a simple question, Fal. What other goddamn choices out there at that time were available to be head coaches? What other choices were out there?
I put it to you like this. One over there, that one just beat our ass. One just beat our ass.
You best believe.
And he was hired 22 days afterwards.
Check this out. You better believe the hotter Pole C get, the quicker.
Do it again, Tnic.
Kevin.
You talking about Flores?
No, I said the hotter Pole C get, the quicker that, and the more we'll be hearing from Kevin Warren.
Well,
this is just a clown show, man. Yeah, that's what this is. This is just a clown show, and they're not going to get it right. We might as well face reality. We might as well face reality. Come to the reality. They're not going to get it right this time. They're not, because they can't. When I say they, I'm talking about family members. George and the old lady can't keep their hands off of this, man. They're raking in all this money, but they can't keep their hands. They can't leave it to guys that know football, man. And then not only that part, you're trying to rake the state over the coals, man. And you got a whole racetrack out there with Tank in Tank area, where Tank lives at.
Hey, listen, you brought this up earlier, and I want to address this point. So the other point to what you said earlier was that Kevin Warren is a money guy. Now, everybody jumped on my
That's
ass
what I said. Yeah.
About posting his resume. He has no fucking experience on the football operational side of things. He handles the money and he handles the stadium. The goddamn things that we hired him for. He ain't bought so much as a goddamn shovel at Ace Hardware or goddamn Menards to start building.
But if the McCaskey said it,
he's gonna involve himself in the coaching hire that he has no experience doing. What he is, man. He don't have experience.
What he is, Chicago is a sounding board. He's a sounding board. No. He's a sounding board. That's why they put that CEO in front of his name. It don't mean a doggone thing, man. He's a sounding board. And yes, he is a money man. He is a money man. You know what I'm saying? When it recently came out and said, he came out and said,
and we ain't got a brick yet. We ain't put a brick down.
Oh,
we ain't put a goddamn
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not feeling him at all, man. Because
and what president y'all know talk this fucking much?
Hold on. John Elway.
I can name several presidents of other football teams, and they ain't talking.
Chicago.
It's Kevin
Hold on. Chicago. Hold on. Y'all are about to go through. Y'all missing the point. When you talk about Kevin Warren, and we're going to wrap this up and go back to Ryan Poles. When you talk about Kevin Warren, the only reason we ain't seen near a brick, near a shovel, near a dump truck is because before Ted Phillips left, he bought Arlington Heights. When Kevin Warren came in, he said, you hired me to do a job. I don't want no damn Arlington Heights. I want the lake. That's why there's infighting and nothing has happened yet. It ain't because Kevin Warren doesn't do this job or doesn't want this job or doesn't know that. He came in and he stated, I didn't have nothing to do with Arlington Heights. That was Ted Phillips' swan song on his way out the door. Why wouldn't I want to put why wouldn't I want to keep the Chicago Bears in Chicago off the lake? That's why that hasn't happened yet. So we can't talk about that because that's bigger than us. But what we can talk about is they're going to say this. Well, while you're waiting to build this stadium, checks and balances. Yeah, I need you to find out what Ryan Poles is doing and fix this. That comes from
and that part right there, JB. When you say that,
don't know what he's doing, JB.
That's not going to be easy, man.
Hold on. When that comes from on high, that's why the money man all of a sudden says, I need to have my hand in the next coaching search because on high doesn't trust you, Ryan Poles. That's where that comes from.
But what is Warren doing to trust him to make the goddamn right decision?
I trust Warren way more than I trust the fucking McCaskies when it comes down to
based on what though, Frank?
There you go.
Agreed.
There you go, Frank.
Based on their history. Based on history.
Based on their history.
Based on history, Chicago. I agree.
He has no history doing this. He has no history doing this. Yes,
but Frank got it. But that's what I'm saying. Like now that we know what Kevin Warren has been brought here to do and can't do, now they're tasking him with some other things to do. Yeah. And the problem is this: there are people on this panel and in the back that appreciate and like what Ryan Poles has done. There are other of us who say, "What has he really done to keep his job?" You don't think they're having the same conversations? No. I just said you don't think they're having the same conversations. When you have failed after failed third round pick, when you have failed after failed after failed after failed after failed after failed after failed, drafted and free agent linemen, you don't think they're having that conversation?
Oh yeah, somebody talking.
Now that's a problem. Mm-hmm. And Ryan Poles, you can say he did one great thing. One. He fleeced the Panthers for DJ Moore. But when the Panthers got Bryce Young, we didn't know they was going to go 3-17. Not near one of us knew that he was going to be that bad that first year. And if you're saying you did, you're a fucking liar.
I expected him to be bad. Maybe not that bad, but I expected them to be bad.
This the thing.
Key word. I said 3 and 14.
This the thing too. This the thing too. You also. This the thing too. You also got to remember that.
Done. Foul. What has he done?
Man, you don't want to go back and forth with me with Ryan Poles. Hold on. First of all, you don't want to go back and forth with me about what Ryan Poles has done because, first of all, he sit up there, like I said, he's done something that no GM here has ever done. Not a GM where we ain't have a fucking squad. A GM that took this thing down to the fucking studs. All right. First of all, when he hold on. Hold on. Are you listening or are you just fucking talking? Which one you doing? Because I didn't say the Bears never had a GM. I said he's done something that no GM has done. He took it down from the studs. That means he sit up there. We had a squad. He blew it up. He blew it up. Then you sit up there and you want to talk about, oh, he's gonna have every. First of all, he ain't even have draft picks.
He had 5 draft picks that year in his first year. He turned it into what, a 12?
5 draft picks, not even a first. And then they were in cap hell.
Yeah.
So you want to sit up here and you want to, oh, he hasn't done this. Oh, he hasn't done that. He's missed. Name me one GM that hasn't missed. What I'm sitting up there saying is this. Don't hire a GM if you do fire Ryan Poles. Don't hire another GM and then handicap him and put him with one hand behind his back because you want to sit up there and you want to interfere with what you've been doing throughout your whole entire time. You and your family go back to Mike McCaskey as well. Been interfering with what that these people that you hire supposed to be football people to do. Huh?
The daddy, we knew he was messed
up. No, I'm talking about Mike McCaskey, the older brother.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the daddy because he didn't know nothing about football.
Oh, well, hell, I don't even know who the daddy is. I don't even know what his name is. I don't even care about the daddy. We don't care about the daddy, too.
No, Michael is the brother. But no, I mean, I really feel like that the optics is obviously it trickles down. It's a domino effect. If Poles get this shit right and his coach looks great and actually promising, we're building towards something successful. That makes Poles look good. Poles look good. That make Warren look good. Warren looks good. That makes George and his goddamn family look good. What doesn't look good is obviously the obvious thing with them tampering and being involved in football shit, and they know nothing about football. But to sit here and absolve Poles at all. Now, I will say this to Foul's point. There are some good things that Poles has done. I'm not sitting up here excoriating the goddamn dude and saying that he has done anything wrong. Okay. Well, first and foremost, listen,
man, me with that.
We were in draft hell. We were fucking in cap hell as well, and he did like take all them goddamn draft picks and made them into something. Now, mind you, I have been on record stating that his negatives recently have outweighed his positives, and that is fucking true. The most critical thing he's gotten wrong, it ain't been kind of wrong. It's been really fucking wrong, and it's the goddamn coach. And I told you all before, you can hire a bad coach. You can have a great coach with a bad roster for so long, but you can't hire a bad fucking coach with a great roster. No, you can't do that.
How did the roster get bad? How did our roster get bad? How did it get bad, Chicago? How did it get bad?
There's a multitude of things that led to us being bad, but obviously Pace did a lot of fuck up too. Pace fucked a lot
that's the answer. That's the answer, JB.
But if
you can't say he hasn't done anything wrong.
Every GM we've had has pushed this goddamn team, this organization back 3 to 5 years each and every fucking time.
I've never seen a GM. First of all, we never had a GM that was offensive lineman.
11 years. What are you talking about?
There was a former offensive lineman and can't draft a doggone offensive lineman. You know, and then Coach Shep, let me finish. Coach Shep gonna tell me, Coach Shep's gonna tell me that you can't draft 5 offensive linemen at a time. You can't build a team like that. That's not what I said. I said draft 8 offensive linemen. Darnell Wright, draft a center. You gotta build continuity. You gotta build it through the draft. these bums that he's picking, these are bums, man.
Yeah.
So get it, and that falls. Hey, Chicago, that falls squarely on Pole's feet, man. That's
Poles
him.
and his team. Now,
So
I'm
yeah.
telling you much about Karan Amagaji. The fact that this kid was thrown in that goddamn game, the analogy that I use perfectly is he took his driver's ed test in a goddamn school bus. Like, there was no fucking way he was going to win. He was in a lose-lose situation in that goddamn moment. And the left tackle is the most critical and most important position on the goddamn offensive line. And for him to have gotten blasted and blown the fuck up the way he did with no help, Braxton Jones knew what the fuck he was doing. So you telling me a week ago that you didn't fucking know your head was still bothering you? You could have said something about 3-4 days ahead of time to help get this goddamn kid prepared at the very least to have some type of first team reps in the goddamn practice and shit to be somewhat prepared for this goddamn game. He got no reps in and then had no tight end help, no goddamn people throwing shoulders over there to help him out on that side. You had him over there by himself getting blasted and blown the fuck up. And you wonder why the fuck we were looking so bad over there on that one goddamn side.
Hey, hold on, guys. Hold on. 1 second. Our boss has just told me that we need to move on to this Lions game because it's approaching 2 hours. So guess what we're going to do? So I don't get fired.
We're going to wait. We're going to wait. I don't care what Tnic says right now. We're going to
wait.
No,
you already been talking, man. Let's move on, brother. Let's move on. Let's move on. I ain't setting up shit. We're moving on. We've been beating this up with a dead horse. You go on and say what you said. Thank you. Let's move on to the Detroit game. We've gone and sit up there and talked about this enough. We're going around in circles, talking about Poles, talking about Warren, talking about the McCaskies. We got a game Sunday that we probably ain't going to be in, which is possibly true. So let's go ahead and let's get some predictions in. Let's get some predictions. Man, you going to talk about Poles and this stuff a situation long enough, JB. Let's move on.
Y'all talking. I never got to finish.
Let's move on. You did. I said here and been quiet. I've been holding the boy.
Chicago. Here's the problem that I'm telling you all, and I'm going to say my piece. I don't care what y'all say. Here's my piece.
I'm going to holler at y'all.
If you're telling me right now that Ryan Poles is not going to be held accountable for all the discrepancies that he had, but Matt Eberflus is, why are we doing the same thing that we did with Eberflus? We're going to get a lame duck coach with a new quarterback. Now we're going to get a head coach with a lame duck GM. Think about that, because that's important right now.
It is.
Yeah,
that's important. Right.
I'm holding him to the fire. Absolutely. Listen, you ain't never not.
But that needs to be talked about.
His ass accountable.
I don't care what Val got to say about that. That needs to be talked about, because right now the Bears continue to do the same thing.
Same shit.
They hired Mike Vrabel.
Guess what?
Vrabel ain't got no allegiance to Ryan Poles.
Yeah,
he ain't got no allegiance to Ryan Poles.
I'm crazy as hell for saying that I'm believing every goddamn thing negative when this goddamn team only showing me negative. That's all the fuck they've been showing me. It's negative shit. So I'm gonna believe damn near everything negative about this fucking team until they prove to me otherwise that they can fix this shit and get it right. I'm gonna believe they're gonna fuck this up. I'm gonna believe it because it's nothing like them to not fuck it up.
Yeah,
it's a very Bears way of doing things, man. But we can move on.
Now you seeing the forest for the trees.
Oh, I've been seeing that. I've been seeing that. Listen, everybody called me negative Nancy and Debbie Downer and shit, and I'm just like, no, I'm being realistic.
Yeah, I got it out, Frank. That's all I had to do because I
got it out. Now let's move on. So we're gonna break down this Lions game, and I mean, I'll start it off on this one. I mean, it ain't gonna be fucking pretty again. I mean, I'm sorry, but I mean, there was one blessing that happened with this game, and I never want somebody to get hurt. But David Montgomery not playing is huge. I really do feel like that is a huge help for this defense because that 1-2 punch is very hard to maintain. I don't think it's going to matter because our offense still can't score. We can't figure out how to fucking run routes. We can't figure out how to catch balls. We can't figure out how to connect on deep balls. Fuck my life, right? So breaking down this game right now, I am literally going to go with the exact same score I gave with the Vikings, and that was 31-13 Lions.
Okay. All right. Well, I have a question y'all real quick about this game.
You want to go, or you want me to go, Chicago?
You can go ahead, Amp. Go ahead.
All right, check this out, man. We don't stand a chance. We don't stand a chance. David Montgomery playing or not, we don't stand a chance, man. Check it out. This team has cashed it in. They have cashed it in. When you see number 18 on the bench, you know what I'm saying, Winston in pain, you know what I'm saying? When you seen the look on Keenan Allen's face and DJ Moore trying to talk to him on the sidelines, man, we don't stand a chance. We're not going to win another game.
Komet's post.
We're not going to win. We're not going to win another game, man. You know what I mean? We're going to get out coached. First of all, how about this? This is something we should try. The Bears should try. Score some points in the first half.
It ain't gonna happen.
If you can't score, we can't win. That's bottom line. So my prediction,
53-0 in the first half of the last
that's unbelievable. And so my prediction for this game, the score I predict, pretty much like I did yesterday. It was 13-27. I predicted for Monday night. I'm going with, because they're tanking, man. I'm going with 12, 30, 35.
Well, I'm gonna ask you.
35.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, JB, you'll remember this. So remember a few weeks ago, everybody yet again looked at me crazy as hell when I told y'all last we weren't gonna win another goddamn game. What did everybody tell me? I must have lost my goddamn mind. Val specifically said that to me.
Somebody else me, because I was with you.
Yeah.
I was with you. We wouldn't.
I mean, I said if we were going to win any, it was going to be one game, and that was San Francisco, and that obviously didn't work. So,
and I told you all we weren't going to win another goddamn game, and I saw that shit coming from a mile of fucking way. And so with this game, I simply see us losing 33-17 because listen, it doesn't matter if David Montgomery playing or not because they're just plugging another goddamn running back that we can't stop. We saw San Francisco put in third and fourth fucking string running backs that we couldn't even fucking stop scoring. Like really, you can't make this shit up. We can't stop no running backs. I don't give a fuck if it's your starter, your bench players, your practice squad players. It doesn't fucking matter. They can't stop them. So it's like it doesn't matter what David Montgomery playing. Hell, Gibbs, that just makes sure that just basically means Gibbs is going to have a greater game. He going to fuck around and have 150 yards in the goddamn game. So, and then obviously Goff's going to throw about 2 touchdowns, but he ain't going to have to throw many yards because they're going to run the ball a lot more.
This. I like this. Y'all
this is what I'm saying. Like this is what's going to happen. We're going to start off again slow. We're going to be down 14-0 in the first half yet again because we're not going to score any fucking points in the first half. We're going to have barely any fucking yards in the first half. This team has officially tapped out weeks ago. I saw them get tapped. I saw them tap out about almost 2 months ago, honestly. That Washington game fucked them up so bad that the season was over right then and there. So with that being the case, the number one priority is to continue effort in developing our number one draft pick quarterback in Caleb Williams, hoping that he breaks the barrier of having 3,400, 3,500 yards, 22 to 23 touchdowns, 5 or 6 interceptions. Despite all this dysfunctional shit around him, he's been fighting as much as he can. But I know for a fact this kid ain't signed up for this shit. And we have all beat the goddamn drum that this was the best fucking situation a number one draft pick can ever fucking get drafted to. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This has been nothing fucking different than other goddamn number one picks getting drafted to a shitty ass team too. The only exception is we weren't supposed to be a shitty team. We wasn't. This was not supposed to be a shitty fucking team. That's what makes this shit worse. It's because if we had known we were bad, then that's a different story. We were supposed to be good based on the goddamn talent around
on paper.
The talent that was acquired and drafted by Ryan Posey.
On paper.
But the coach is what fucked everything up. The goddamn coach
on paper, Mr. Chicago,
didn't go well. You use petroleum jelly with peanut butter and thought you were gonna make a goddamn sandwich out of this shit. That's what the fuck they did. You put this shitty ass coach who has no business being a head coach with this talented roster. Now I'm pretty sure other goddamn coaches looking around like I could have took that fucking team to the goddamn playoffs. This is ridiculous. You know.
All right, we're getting off topic though now. So JB, hit it up. What do you got with the scores?
Well, my thing is this. Yeah, Demo is hurt. He got 12 touchdowns on the year, right? He was an integral part of their offense. But it seems that the Lions have plug-and-play players like the next
Amazing
man up,
how they can
the next
easily
man
do
up.
that shit.
They're just good. Although they lost to Buffalo 48-42, they still put up 42 points. You know what we cannot do? We can't put up 48. We can't.
43.
Or 4.
I have the Lions winning 20. I have the Lions winning 29-12. I have the Lions slowing the game down.
You get
I have
29.
more Jahmyr Gibbs, more Sam Laporta. 29. That number just jumped in my head.
I'm just trying to figure out how you can get to 29. Like, do you have to have a safety in there?
No, it's just some weird shit to go.
Possibly,
Because you know he'll go for fourth down or he'll go
when you score 20. You score 20 and get about 3 or 4 field goals, and you got
20, 23, 20.
23,
23,
20.
20.
You get 3 field goals.
And then 3 field goals.
Fair enough.
Score 20 and then 3 field goals.
Caleb gonna get a last-second touchdown because that seems to be what the Bears offense does now.
Yep.
Which is why I said 13 because they'll go for 2, miss it or whatever. So it'll be 1 touchdown, which is 7 points.
Scoring for 2 shit is fucking. I can't even get
right,
man. If I see another Bears player dancing via interception, via touchdown, I'm gonna lose it, man. I'm gonna lose it, man. I'm gonna straight lose it.
On that sideline, I'm gonna smack this shit out of you.
That's crazy, man.
Why you?
You're right, but again, coaching matters. Culture matters.
Yeah.
I don't know the Bears' culture right now, and neither do.
Oh yeah. Oh, you do. You do. We all do.
And to that point, JB, I want to say,
I'm sorry. It's called dysfunction.
I do like Thomas Brown as a man. He's growing in his own coaching style in his own right. Best of luck to him in his future endeavors, but it's not going to be with the guy.
He was not set up to succeed. You know that.
No, he wasn't. But at the same time, he's not ready to be a head coach just yet either. He's not.
I like the brother
before he can get that chance again. Like this
needs more OC time, and then he'll get another.
I like the brother. And he will get an OC. He will get an OC job next year. He will. You know what I mean? He's very well spoken, and he knows the game. It's just that look what he was left with, man. You know what I mean? Somebody left this situation. This for him. Yeah, it was. It was.
So before we get in the shout outs, Crazy Ace firing a coach and GM. Put that back up. Oh, Northfield. I like that. Firing a coach and GM every 3 years isn't building anything. I agree with you, Crazy Ace.
So you want to keep them until they
hire the right ones.
Wait. You have to look at that in context because prior to that, Jerry Angelo was here for 11 years.
It's a great question on the board right here.
Ryan Pace was here for 6. So it's not like the Bears just do that. 11, 6, and now 3. Like, come on.
Hey,
it's not like they just
read that, Tank.
Emery was there for a couple of years too.
We're gonna finish it off because this is a great question, and all we want is a yes or
no.
Read
that, Tank. Yeah,
yes
read
or
that.
No here. We don't need any explanation or anything. Just yes or no. Are we keeping polls at the end of this year? Yes or no? Your choice. Are you keeping polls at the end of the year? Yes or no?
I'm not. No, I'm not.
I'm going to give him one more chance to fix this.
No,
he has to right his wrong.
Absolutely not.
He has to right his wrong.
See, it's
no.
Not him now.
No explanation. Yes or no? No explanation.
But rebuild, though.
Yeah.
No.
I say, in my opinion, I say no.
No.
Because it's mainly offensive line is what you need, and we haven't proved that we can get it.
There you go, Frank.
So shout outs. Amp, you want to start us off? Give us some shout outs in here.
Hey man, first of all, I'd like to shout out Foul Mouth, Mr. Chicago, you Tank, UJB, everybody that's in there that's been watching us. Please like, share, subscribe. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Hey, just click that button, man. And thanks again for tuning in and giving your opinion. Bear down.
Chicago, you up?
As always, man, it's always good to talk Bears. talk Chicago sports with y'all. Unfortunately, under these negative and terrible ass circumstances, wish it was more on the winning side of things. But needless to say, it's been a great time to shoot the shit about Chicago sports with you guys, especially about these Bears. We obviously not just fans, but we followed this thing for a number of years, so we're looking for this team to expect more out of themselves and give this fucking city what we fucking rightfully deserve, which is a competent fucking competitive team for a goddamn Super Bowl eventually. No one realistically is asking for a Super Bowl right now, but we are asking for a goddamn playoff contending team that other opposing teams are gonna fucking fear and respect. And right now, we're not getting that. We have been a laughing stock of the NFL for quite some time. And that's saying a lot, considering the fact that the teams like the Jets, Giants, and the goddamn Panthers are in the goddamn same NFL that we in. So with that being the case, man, our expectations should be get this shit right or get the fuck out. It's just that simple. There's no negotiating that. We've been waiting too goddamn long, man. This is Chicago. I can't put enough emphasis on that. This ain't no goddamn small ass town. This ain't Wichita. This ain't no goddamn Des Moines, Iowa. This is Chicago. We deserve a winning fucking culture here because every last one of our damn sports teams have won championships. But it's been too goddamn long for this goddamn team to have won something. Let's go, man. But yeah, shout out to the city of Chicago, man. Keep holding these goddamn teams and these owners and these goddamn GMs ass under fire. Keep holding their goddamn feet to the fire and let their ass make the right goddamn decisions. This city deserves that. That's all I gotta say.
All right, I'll do a quick shout. I didn't get to do to my Hawk talk in today, but I will say this: Hawks were down 2-1 with a minute and a half left and turned around and won the game. So shout out to my Blackhawks, the only team in Chicago. Actually, the Bulls are showing promise. I'm not gonna lie. I still don't like them, but I
and
like
they shouldn't be.
Blackhawks
and they shouldn't be.
Blackhawks fired their coach, which they should have fired their coach because his system and his scheme and everything was not working with the talent that we had. They brought in not even a AHL coach. They brought somebody in off of a 18 to 21 freaking like AAA type league in to coach the team to finish the year, and he's doing way better. So they have won 5 of their last 7, and they are showing promise. So shout out to the Blackhawks on that one. I'll break down more coaching and everything on the next show when we get a little bit more time. But other than that, nothing else. Always love being on Tuesdays. So I'm still a little under the weather as well, but didn't stop me from coming on. So JB, up to you. Hit it.
Yeah.
Eric Stevenson's on.
I appreciate that. Shout out to Amp. Shout out to Mr. Chicago. Shout out to Frank the Tank. Shout out to the Tnic, the point guard, the QB of this show. I have to just say this before I get into my long spiel. A lot of us on this panel have been Bears fans from infancy. And the sheer fact that we can't get shit right post 1985 is tragic. And the more we bring people in, be it a football guy, be it a hedge fund guy, be it a freaking actor. Hell, Ronald Reagan was president, he was an actor, right? We don't get it right. We continue to put the cart before the horse, and we continue to be cheap. Right now, if this kid is truly generational, if you don't get it done now, in year 4, he's gone. He's gone. So whether you like Caleb or you don't, you better put some shit in place because we're going to need him. And we better make him feel comfortable because if we don't, he ain't going to be here. And there are going to be a lot of suitors for that guy. A lot.
It will. It definitely will.
And we need to think about that while Ryan Poles is over here playing tiddlywinks with the offensive line. Because that's what he's doing. He's drafting Velvet Jones. Can I get a Velvet Jones real quick? Can I get a Velvet Jones? He drafted Velvet Jones with the 3rd.
We got rid of that shit.
Oh, well, it's cool.
That should be in the Clubhouse Podcast Hall of Fame. That cannot be deleted.
Watch this. And we got rid of him too. Which is furthering my point that this GM with all the smoke and mirrors, I tore it down. I got TJ Edwards. I didn't want to pay Roquan 20, but I paid Tremaine Edmonds 18, and he ain't the same player. Look at the forest before you look at the trees. Ryan Poles ain't did shit. Really hasn't. So now we're going to get into that chat. That chat was lit. We had a lot of lurkers starting off, but that chat was lit. Snowman, multimedia. You want to give a shout out to Snowman. Hey, Snowman, whoever you and your affiliates are, we would love for you to come on. Maybe do a little back and forth, a little banter. Thank you. Cricket Commission, of course, our super producer behind the scenes, Sivius R. Dixon. And you on stage, but I'm going to give you props anyway because you chimed in, brother. I appreciate and love you.
Appreciate you.
Hey, no clue. Hey, Andrea Schmitz. She's one of our P1s. Andrea was on it from start to finish. My brother from another, Mr. Bullets, out there in California, give me some of that West Coast. That California love. Give me that West Side. Thank you for chiming in. Look, it was a great song. And just Andrea, I don't know where Andrea is, but Andrea she loves the bear. Andrea has been on. Jeanette Johnson, one of our P1s, chimed in. Thank you, Jeanette. Chi-Town Bread, Chi-Town Ray, Chi-Town Love. Hey, David Russ. Fuck. 828. Thank you, David. We appreciate you. A new person, David Russ. Obviously, we want to give out to Bot Ricks. We want to give out to Chicago Clubhouse Networks, our producers behind the scenes. They're always making it happen. You know what? Can I give a special shout out? I hope I say his name right. Ricky Strombeck. I'm not familiar with Ricky. I think Ricky is the first. He could be new. Ricky was on point today, and Ricky had a lot to say. But Ricky has some great and valid points. Skylark 808. Skylark be changing his name. He was Skylark 99. Now he's Skylark 808. Thank you. Appreciate it. Cool Kennedy. Man, we've been looking for you, Cool. Hey, what's up with some of them lyrics? We're looking for Cool Kennedy. We need to get him back on. Thank you. Bears Down. Giving that Kyler Gordon love with the C on the chest. Thank you for Bears Down for chiming in. We appreciate the love. David. Just David with a D on YouTube.
That's David, my neighbor. Just is on YouTube now.
Tell him, invite him over next time. Give him his little spot and let him come on. We appreciate David.
He still thinks you ate
Melissa Shoop. Hi, Melissa. Melissa Shoop chimed in. Well, David had a couple of good comments. You know, Ramon Acevedo, also known as Crazy Ace, giving us mad love and protecting our borders and our seas over there. He's in Korea, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Korea. What up? Yeah.
Love Crazy Ace. Keep doing what you do, brother. Can't wait till you get home. And then, hey, Jonathan Daniel came in the 9 o'clock hour. He's out of town. He's literally out the country, but he took the time to come here, out the country, and join in on the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. That's telling y'all. I'm telling you, got some good stuff brewing. Easy. Where's Easy? We want Easy. Where's Easy? I haven't seen Easy in a while.
Nobody wants him.
See, that's that
first girlfriend one.
We just throw him back.
Leah, thank you for chiming in. We already said Skylight. JD was on it. Jonathan Daniel was on it, aka Slim. He was on it. Ricky was on it as well. Kept going. And I'm still scrolling, y'all. Shout out to Dark Spectre chiming in. We had a lot going on, fellas. Oh, Andrea got a question for you, Miss Chicago. My daughter came in and thought that you had a kid in timeout in the corner. The way you're just the door. That's crazy.
He got his back to the door.
Andrea, listen to me. So I tend to change my jerseys out whenever we play. Because I had an orange jersey, white jersey, and the home jerseys or whatever, and I got one throwback jersey. But I just kept that jersey back there. I usually have my goddamn light on when we win, but since we ain't won in 2 months, I unplugged the goddamn thing. So
2 Let what you just said sink in.
We don't want to let it sink in. We don't need.
You can't make this shit up, man. You just can't make this kind of shit up.
You're right, and I'm gonna keep going. So, Champ, hey, my man Champ Cabo Rubio, we appreciate the love, Champ. We talked about Bears down.
That was a good one, Andrea. That was a good one.
That was a great one. Hey, my man Matt Evans chimed in. 929. Poles should be fired. That is the echo sentiment. Like, what has he done? Like, for real. I know Fal got this love and affinity for him. He really ain't did shit. He really hasn't. Let's see, who else?
Drafted Caleb. I have to give him
DJ Moore was tearing shit up, then you wouldn't say that.
Caleb fell in his lap. He ended up
because of the draft picks that we got from Carolina.
Hey, listen to me.
That was Poles.
Caleb fell in his lap because we just all agreed we did not think Bryce Young was going to be that bad.
Well, I mean, Bryce Young didn't have
we can't really say that fall into his lap. Regardless of getting Caleb, that was a great trade that he made.
Keydro Vision. Thank you, Keydro Vision. That's a new one on YouTube. Thank you, Keydro Vision. Hopefully we can do some kind of powwow with you, Keydro, and get you in here. Sivius R. Dixon, that's my guy. Vision. Appreciate you. Gotta have that.
Vision.
My cues is off. I ain't getting no assistance.
But you got to have vision.
That part.
Sam chimed in. I remember Foulmouth saying Poles did enough to address the O-line. That was a 954 with the smiley face and the tears. Like, no, he did not. Keydro Vision, we appreciate you, Black Sam.
Terrible job at that.
Bang, okay, at 9:59, Bang Yang. Bears defense is great. I think it's going to be a close game. Lions defense is in shambles. Yes, Bang Yang, you are correct. The Lions are going through a lot of turmoil, but you know what?
They're still good.
Still good. They're the best in the division to me.
Are they 11? They know how to plug and play.
They're the best in the division to me.
I thought the Lions were going to be in trouble when they lost freaking Hutchinson, yeah. I thought they were going to be in trouble defensively, and they didn't lose a fucking.
Tyreek Stevenson.
I did too.
Tyreek Stevenson, Washington.
He says at 10:03, fire Poles. Where I talked to Skylark.
Yeah, I was like, Tyreek Stevenson said that.
Yeah, the one who drafted him.
The one that drafted him.
At 10:08, Judah Tribe says put in Bajan.
Man, stop it. Stop with this Bajan shit, man.
I mean, if you're going to bring in Bajan, at least you're protecting Caleb, and we're not playing for anything, so I don't really give a shit.
I'm mad at that.
We still have listen. He still has to develop, man.
Yeah, he got to touch that ball, man.
Play a full season yet, man. He needs to play the whole season.
He said, he been talking to Cookie and Mission about doing a couple of bids. He said he hoped these guys aren't Caleb Blazers. We're not.
All right, now Judah, you're going behind.
No, he's
Bajan.
You lost your man.
Bajan is not fucking better. No, he's not. Caleb is our quarterback. We have us a quarterback, man.
We are not Caleb Blazers. We're not.
We have a quarterback, though. We have us a
Hopefully we'll get a coach that teaches him how to read defenses.
Finish this off.
Because the kid
got to
doesn't.
work on his goddamn footwork mechanics because he don't be planting his feet when he's throwing them goddamn deep balls. He be in panic mode and just be jittery and just be throwing that bitch down the field so hard that he chokes somebody down there. But if his feet planted, when he plants his feet, he throw that bitch accurately.
Not emotional, man.
Not emotional. And that goes back to coach.
Rational. Totally rational.
With that being said, that ends my shout outs. Shout out to SB. And if you know, in the know, if we got one viewer, one guest, one lurker, one commenter, one person watching this damn show, it's the podcast mom. Most affectionately known as who? Miss Sandra Bynum Home. That's right. Shout out to your lady, love you.
You got a new one, JB, General Manager John.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Yeah, let me. Caleb first 6 stars. Bears averaging 24.6 per game, 4-2 record, 9 TDs, and 291. Development, last 8 stars.
Yeah. About developing.
General Manager John, we share the same name. Ain't no development. You are 1,000% correct.
If he's out there playing, he's developing. He's learning on the job while playing the damn game. And he has to do that. Sitting him out ain't teaching him any damn thing. That's not teaching him anything. Sitting him out. That doesn't help him. That doesn't help him. I want him to break the records. I want him to have some individual accolades within his own right and get over 3,400 yards and 23 touchdowns. I want him to break the goddamn Bears record, even though our goddamn records are so shitty at quarterback. He deserves to be at the very top of that. He's talented. So
I want him to get that ball out. I want him to get that ball out of his hand quicker.
Andrea is asking,
throw away the ball, man.
Gonna happen next week on Tuesday.
I'm here for it.
I'm wearing my Christmas with the Griswolds Chicago Bears hat, as y'all can see, man.
I'm here for it.
My favorite Christmas movie. So I'll be here wearing my goddamn Bears hat and getting ready to watch my favorite.
It sounds like we will be here.
You won't get me here though. I'll be wrapping presents with the ones. I got the little ones.
Wrap them before, Frank. Wrap them now.
My kids are fucking ninjas. They find everything.
You gotta find new ways to hide it, man. You gotta find.
I have tried. Trust me. All over. I put locks on the door.
Okay, well at least 2 of us will be here.
I'll be.
Hey, if I can come in, if y'all allow me to come in, I'll do it, man. My son is 18.
Yeah.
My son is 18. There's no more hiding gifts. You know what I'm saying?
My kids are small.
You know, so hey, he'll get up.
Too much, so.
He'll open his presents. And that'll be it, baby. That'll be it. I get mom's hers. That's it.
Well, there it is. So it'll be somebody here on Tuesday.
I'll be here.
Absolutely. I'll be right here with you, JB.
Me too.
All right.
And you know we're gonna have somebody out in the chat, man. So yeah.
JB's mom will be on.
At the very least, right?
The mom.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's not much I'm gonna say. Shout out to y'all, Mr. Chicago, Frank Tank, Amp, JB. Of course, the chat. We appreciate y'all, everybody in the chat, even if you did not participate. If you did not participate in the chat, that means you are officially a lurker.
L for love. Good times.
Good times.
Yeah, that L is for lurker.
That's
well, we appreciate y'all anyway putting up with our foolishness and arguments, but it's all in fun.
We all
it's
want
all
what's
in fun because at the end of the day, we all brothers right here. So it's all good, man. It's all good, but it's entertaining, isn't it? It's very entertaining to watch these guys fight. Yeah.
I don't know who's making those.
What would it be like if we all agreed? What would it be like if we all agreed with each other all the time?
Boring. That would be boring.
It'd be like a certain podcast here that nobody likes, but talk shit about us. Everyone else.
That would be boring. But I don't like to argue, so I always find myself getting off the podcast because I don't like to argue. I don't like to talk over anybody, so I just leave. So I do want to shout out our sponsors, Moore's Beer, In the Zone. You can get your hoodie. You can get your t-shirt. You can get your leggings like Frank has. And I also want to shout out Visions. You don't have to play it.
But you got to have vision.
Too late.
But you got to have vision.
Yeah, the finger and the trigger.
Shout out to Visions on 119th and Loomis. They are not fantasy
this
doctors,
week.
I was still shouting out Visions on 119th and Loomis. They are your one-stop shop for. They are your one-stop shop for Bears games, for stepping, for having a party, for anything. They do everything in Vision. So make sure that your next event is there, and the food is amazing.
Facts.
So yeah, check that out. And Hugh on Cermak in between Wabash and Michigan. Hugh is a good time, man. It's a good time. But like I said, you want to go on Saturday. You go on Friday, you're going to be with the shorties. You're going to be doing footwork. So you might not want to go on Friday. You might want to go on Saturday where it's kind of chill. It's an older crowd. Aside from that, I don't really have anything else, but except my man Foul. My man Foul, I think he got a little frustrated, so he got off the podcast. But I want to shout him out anyway for coming in here and holding it down while he had his little dude with him. Ricky! He had his little dude, but he still came in here and held it down. So shout out to Foul Mouth. And that being said, for my man, Mr. Chicago
against the world.
Amp, the loudest mouth. Frank the Tank. Hawk Talk. We didn't have no Hawk Talk today, though.
We had a little Hawk Talk. We had a little.
I gave a quick one.
Oh, you did a quick.
I didn't get to do. I didn't do a little quick breakdown as much as I wanted to, but it's all good. We'll fit one in someday.
We'll fit one in. Boy, you good with these pauses. JB, my man JB.
You're the only one who's thinking about it that way. You're sick.
But my man JB, the staff man, we out.
You got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
Good night, New Jersey. Watch out for drone.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
Chicago against.
All right, fellas. Peace.
That was
pretty sure we're still live. We're still going. Now it's over.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.